Good morning, everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. We are so glad you joined us. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Viaverdi. Today, our Broadway Balances America series is once again going behind the scenes of Broadway's best shows as they travel across the country.
And this one will have us all over the rainbow. It's one of the most beloved pieces of stage and cinema, The Wizard of Oz.
Love it. Developed from the popular MGM screenplay, this live production contains the cherished songs from the Oscar-winning movie score, all the favorite characters, of course, and iconic moments, plus a few surprises, including new songs by Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Also, we are going to go behind the mystery, how one well-known name in the medical field is working to fight a life-threatening disease. The Balancing Act starts right now.
Broadway Balances America, brought to you by Broadway Across America, bringing the best of Broadway to a city near you.
We are once again heading to Broadway and beyond as our Broadway Balances America series takes us behind the scenes of some of the most beloved Broadway musicals as they travel across the country and into your local theaters.
And today we're heading over the rainbow as Balancing Act correspondent Amber Milt meets some of the cast members of the newly updated stage and screen classic, The Wizard of Oz.
And there really is no place like home, especially for the young lady who's stepping into those iconic ruby slippers and gingham dress.
That's right, ladies. There may be no place like home, but getting to meet Dorothy, the Wicked Witch of the West, and even getting in on the action myself had me clicking my heels all the way to Baltimore for a journey to Oz like no other. Sarah, you are playing one of my all-time favorite characters, Dorothy. How does it feel to be stepping into this role?
It feels so amazing. I'm really excited and definitely a little bit nervous, but I am ready to do it. It's been one of my favorite roles from the time I was very little, so I'm really excited to get to actually play this iconic character.
Stepping into those iconic shoes is something Sarah Lasco is more than ready for.
I actually grew up in a family. I was very musical. My mom is a singer, my dad's a pianist, and I begged and begged them to let me do community theater when I was 13, and they finally gave in, and from then on I was hooked, and I did my first professional job when I was 16.
For Sarah, a Maryland native, today feels quite like home, as she finds herself at the producer of the tour, Troika Entertainment's costume shop in Baltimore, for her first fitting. So Danielle, this room is just massive, and I see people everywhere working. What goes on here?
Absolutely everything goes on here, from cutting the fabric to stitching it together, to dyeing, to painting, to beading.
Danielle oversees this 7,000 square foot building that houses hundreds of costumes from various Broadway productions, including The Wizard of Oz.
We start in Kansas, which is very brown and cream and white and dark, and then we progress to the blues of Munchkin City, and Dorothy's dress changes to that iconic blue gingham, and we progress to Oz and the greens and all the bright, wonderful color that you get.
Amber, I think maybe the time has come.
Oh, don't forget the shoes.
Okay, look straight in the mirror. We'll get you all pins in and ready to go.
Okay.
Sarah, you look so good. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing and overwhelming.
Are we gonna try on the shoes?
Of course we're gonna try on the shoes.
Beautiful. Let's see. Give us a twirl. So is there still no place to comb?
Oh, there's no place like home.
Costumes, of course, only tell part of the story. This enchanting adaptation features all the classic songs, plus new music from Broadway powerhouses Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice.
The new songs integrate so beautifully into the original, some people aren't even aware that they're new, which I love. I love the fact that they're surprising yet inevitable. There's an establishing song for Dorothy called Nobody Understands Me that sounds like it was right out of the film.
Finding our true home and understanding our place in the world are important themes.
This Dorothy really puts herself out there. It's not just, over the rainbow, and, it's about taking what you need and figuring that out. And also, people joke, this is a story about two women fighting over a pair of shoes, but it's also really about, about staking your claim and owning the things that you come into as she goes, she goes down a path that she's never been, and she learns to become herself.
She's such a strong female role model, especially for young women today. And I think one of the big things that she does is she just, takes risks, and she goes after things even when they're scary. That is an important message for young women today. And also I feel like because the show doesn't exactly make the Wicked Witch, black and white, bad or good, I think it kind of lets you see into her mind a little bit and lets you see, she's a different type of strong woman.
Speaking of that much maligned character,
I want those shoes.
what is your process for approaching that?
Well, so what I do is I kind of try to find a quality about her that is relatable. And she is passionate and dedicated. And those are the two that I'm really like, well, that's how I am. I want to pay homage to, the original way and everything, but then making it my own and a fresh, new take.
She's breathing new life into this character with one of the new original songs, Red Shoes Blues.
There is a line that I really like. She says, "My power will grow, it will blossom and flow through the world, through the years, and straight to my heart." And so I feel like that's kind of like, I can play with that a little bit and think about what she means by that. If she means she does have a heart and she wants to do something else with, her life, or if she just means that she just is power hungry or whatnot. So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
As for those infamous shoes,
oh, it's definitely the woman who has all the power. The shoes help her find her power. The shoes have no real power. I think it's Dorothy's magic.
there's no place like home is such a famous line from this. What does home mean to you?
Home is where the heart is. I think that that's kind of the underlying meaning of No Place Like Home for Dorothy. My home will always be New York, but I will have a mini home on the road, with my new friends and cast members and company members.
Tim Rice's best lyric in the new version of the show, it comes late in the second act when Dorothy is about to click her heels together and Glinda reminds her that home is a place in your heart.
Now I think it's my turn to get in on the action. Don't forget the shoes.
Oh my gosh.
You look like you're having so much fun. I just wanted to get in on the action.
Oh, you look amazing.
Oh my God, you look great. I think I'm gonna have to change my job though.
Oh yeah?
I think I want to be on Broadway.
Oh.
This is so much fun.
You are dressed for the part.
Oh my God, now, about those shoes, I'm good with mine. Have a great tour.
Thank you.
Soon, the entire cast and Toto too will be journeying through a magical land to meet the wizard and obtain their heart's desires. It's sure to be a fantastic musical treat for the whole family.
I always say it's a show that it keeps on delivering. Whether it's an amazing, beautiful thing like a huge rainbow, or the magic of the Tin Man's hat going toot toot and smoke coming out of it. It shows all those things, but whether you're dealing with each new aspect of the show adds up, so you feel like it never stops piling the enjoyment.
I want them to walk away with the timeless message of hope and of family and of the things that are really important. Courage, intelligence, a heart. Those are the things that the three characters want, but they've always had. Those are the things that Dorothy wants, but she's always had.
It's okay to dream big. It's okay to go out on a limb and do something that not everyone else is doing, and it's just like Dorothy. I feel very similarly with that. I feel like take those steps, take those risks, and they can be very rewarding.
So I'm not sure I'm gonna get to sneak out of here with these, but at least I got to try them on. Are you ready for a journey to Oz like no other? Check out BroadwayBalanceSAmerica.com or go to our website, TheBalanceAct.com, for all the show information, tour dates, and more.
Frequently underdiagnosed and frequently undertreated. Two phrases to describe a rare, life-threatening condition we're about to discuss in our Behind the Mystery Rare and Genetic series. Our guests this morning are Dr. Frank Rohagi, a pulmonologist with Cleveland Clinic, Florida, and Jessica Armstrong, who is a patient and a rare disease advocate working with the Pulmonary Hypertension Association. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Doctor, I want to start with you. We're talking about a disease that is called chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension, CTEPH for short. What exactly is it?
So CTEPH, or chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension, happens when perhaps clots form in the legs, they go into the lung, and sometimes they don't go away, they get stuck. And this causes patients to feel short of breath, dizzy, having chest tightness. And that's when they have to really be aware of this, that they're not supposed to keep having these symptoms after a few months of treatment. And if they are, they should seek help, because this could be CTEPH, meaning the clot is stuck and the pressures are remaining high. Now, about 1 in 25 of patients with acute pulmonary embolism, or 3.8%, may develop this condition.
And the symptoms, the shortness of breath, the tightness, the difficulty breathing, they look like so many other things. Myself and a lot of other patients that I know have been misdiagnosed first with asthma or COPD. So it's so important to ask these questions and to really keep pushing if you don't think you have the right answer.
And how is it diagnosed? Because you're giving me some symptoms that I can actually think of some people that I know that feel that day in and day out. So how is this one diagnosed?
So there's really two sets of people. There's two ways to get to this diagnosis. The most important one is, and the most prevalent one, is patients with acute pulmonary embolus. After you had a pulmonary embolus, if you're still having symptoms, and it includes shortness of breath, you should make sure that they're checking the pressures in your heart to see if there is pulmonary hypertension, if the pressures are high. And the other set of people are actually people who do go to their doctors because they're short of breath. They do or do not know if they have pulmonary embolus. They found to have pulmonary hypertension, but the workup of the pulmonary hypertension is not complete. So people forget to look for clots in the correct way, which is with a VQ scan, or a ventilation perfusion scan. So even in some centers, the workup is not done completely.
Exactly, and then of course the patient leaves, they're not knowing what they have. Now Jessica, let me bring you in. I know you were diagnosed with CTEPH, and you were diagnosed in a very far away place. Tell me what happened, and it's frightening moments for you, I think.
Yes. So I was serving in Afghanistan, and I suddenly collapsed. I was taken to a hospital and found to have 5 pulmonary emboli. So they medically evacuated me from Afghanistan. They took me back to the US, where they were treating the blood clots for a number of months, but I wasn't improving. I had consistent and increasing shortness of breath.
And you have no idea?
Yeah, I couldn't climb a flight of stairs. I kept passing out. I was dizzy all the time. And so I got orders to go back to Afghanistan, and I decided to seek a second opinion. So I went to see another doctor who actually did the ventilation perfusion scan and a right heart catheterization and diagnosed my pulmonary hypertension. At that point, they told me that I had about 5 months left.
5 months left to live?
5 months.
How old were you at the time?
I was 29 years old.
Were you petrified?
I was. I couldn't even imagine being in that place.
Because obviously before then nothing was going on, just suddenly this happens. I know you have a strong message here. Your story is so powerful about letting viewers out there know that even if you have these symptoms and you think it's nothing, you want to tell them what?
The first thing is keep asking questions.
Right.
I made it to a good center that had expertise specific in my disease. They knew what they were doing, and they were able to improve my life very much. I'm doing wonderfully today. So trust your body, trust your instincts, and ask questions. If you've had a blood clot and you're not getting better, especially in your lungs, and you see that progressive shortness of breath, you're tired all the time, you can't climb a flight of stairs, ask the question, because it might save your life.
And I have more questions for both of you, so stay right there, please, because when we come back, we're going to discuss more about what support is available for patients with CTEPH and caregivers as well. So stay right there. Welcome back, everyone. We've been discussing a rare and life-threatening condition called chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension, or CTEPH. Rejoining us are Dr. Frank Rohagi, a pulmonologist, and of course Jessica Armstrong, who is with the Pulmonary Hypertension Association and a patient as well. Jessica, let me bring you in now. I know it's important to talk about advocacy groups. You are part of one. Tell me why it's important.
The Pulmonary Hypertension Association does so much to connect patients with resources. We have 245 support groups all over the country. I can't tell you the impact it has the first time you meet someone else who understands your story and your experience.
Because they feel so alone, right?
Exactly. It's such an isolating experience. What is this thing? I've never heard of it. Am I dying? What's happening? You need support. We've got educational resources for doctors or for patients and medical professionals. We have a lot of events. We do a conference every other year, and I really encourage anyone who's interested in learning more and visiting our website, which is phassociation.org.
And doctor, you see many patients who obviously are diagnosed with this, or maybe they don't know what they have, like Jessica is telling us right now. Advice for patients out there?
Yeah, so definitely if you have a history of pulmonary embolism, to make sure that you're evaluated for pulmonary hypertension. If you have been diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension, to make sure that you've been screened with a ventilation perfusion or a VQ scan that is very sensitive for chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension. And lastly, if you finally have a diagnosis of CTEPH, to make sure that you have the advice of an experienced group to know whether your embolism is operable, because that's really the best way to go about helping the patient.
So doctor, it's important to note that it's a manageable and potentially curable disease.
Yes.
Jessica, resources out there for patients that maybe want more and need more to understand more?
phassociation.org for sure. CTEPH.com has some patient information as well. We've got printed materials that we can send you for free, both in English and in Spanish. And we're celebrating CTEPH Awareness Day on November 17th, so there'll be a lot of information out there about that. Please check it out. I'm on Twitter and Facebook, and I'd love to connect with anyone who has questions.
You really want to spread the word, don't you?
Absolutely.
Well, then you can, let's see, I'm going to read it out loud. You can bust CTEPH. There you go. I like that. Doctor, last minute thoughts for anybody out there?
Just really inform yourself and make sure you're getting help from professionals that are familiar with the disease.
Thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. And for viewers out there who would like to learn more about CTEPH, where do they go, doctor?
Yeah, they can go to CTEPH.com. That's CTEPH.com.
Good to clarify. Thank you. And of course, for more information on this disease, you can visit CTEPH.com. That's CTEPH.com, or our website, thebalancingAct.com. I love my bracelet. I'm going to wear it for you. Time to say goodbye?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And you know, I definitely think the woman makes the shoes, or the shoes makes?
No, the woman makes the shoes. You got it, sister. Amen. All right. And there really is no place like home. Or our website, thebalancingAct.com, for lots more information.
We're also on Facebook and Twitter. And until the next time,
remember, find your balance. So long, everybody.